Shalom. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem HaKadosh, unto the apostles and elders of GMS, to the true leaders of Israel today, and salutations to all of the Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen but are not, by way of their forefathers Caesar, who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai. And the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as we're the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. My name is Akalia, and this video is about America, which is known as Mystery Babylon the Great in the scriptures, and America is doomed. America will be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. That's written in the scriptures. And we have some news here, which came out 5 days ago. It says, Minuteman III test launch showcases readiness of U.S. nuclear forces safe, effective deterrent. A joint team of Air Force Global Strike Command airmen launched an unarmed Minuteman III intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBM, equipped with a single telemeter joint test assembly re-entry vehicle, February 19th at 1 a.m. So, America's testing their ICBM missiles, and those that are in charge with America, who are the Edomites, who are these so-called white people, obviously they're feeling that war is coming. And war is coming because World War III is a part of biblical prophecy in Revelation chapter 11 and verse 14. So you have all of these major countries around the world that are in fact preparing for war. And it will happen. And America is going to go over there to the so-called Middle East to go to war, and America is going to lose, right? America is doomed. There's nothing that can stop it. There's nothing that can prevent it, because what is at the forefront of everything is Bible prophecy. And the scriptures say that America is going to be destroyed, but they have their part to play where they're going to go over there to the so-called Middle East. And, that war, which is called Armageddon in Revelation chapter 16, verse 16, is going to occur, right? But it's on its way, man. We're really in those days of America's end coming. And in Revelation chapter 17 and verse 1, it says, And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So this whore, already, we know that this whore is America, and she has committed fornication with the kings of the earth and have made them drunk with the wine of her fornication. Because when you look at the world, and you look at how it operates, there is no other country that is at the head except for America. And then keep in mind as well that the so-called white man is in rulership, who are the Edomites. So the so-called white people are ruling, and they have the power. And America is a country that is led by the so-called white people, right? To tie those two together. So of all of the countries around the world that are Edomite sovereign, America is at the absolute top. There's no one that can disagree with that. No one that can say anything differently. It is America that's at the top. You know that America is at the top. One way is because of their power when it comes to the world reserve currency, the US dollar, their power and their influence across the rest of the world. And that's the drunk with the wine of her fornication, because the rest of the kings of the earth, you have the heathen as well, and they have their countries that they're, ruling over, right? Even though we know that the scriptures say that in the book of Job chapter 9 and verse 24, that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So the Edomites have full control. But you have these other kings that are set up, for the heathen, and they have their rulership in Japan, China, Korea, Africa, wherever else, man, the so-called Middle East. But when you look at it, you'll be able to very clearly see that America's influence on the world is the most impactful out of any other country on the world. America also has, as they have stated, the world's most powerful military as well. So their influence and their power is spread throughout the entire world. And when you go to these other countries, when you take a flight to go into these other countries with their different languages, the English language is what dominates. Anywhere that you go in the world, they may speak their native language, such as Japanese or Korean or Arabic, etc. But they also are speaking English. When you go to these places, these tourism areas and places, they're also speaking English as well as their native language. That is the influence of the Edomites, but also the influence of America, right? And when you look at the rest of these countries as well, you can see that the ways of America, her diplomacy, her democracy, her ways of life has also, or rather have also, spread to the heathen nations. It has spread to the entire world, America's way of being. And you can see it, man. You can see how these other heathen nations, they've had their so-called cultures and their ways of being and stuff like that. But over time, they all have become Americanized without living in America. That is America's great influence upon the world. So she's absolutely at the top. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon the scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. So her ways are actually vile and wicked. And then that goes to who is ruling? The Edomites. They are the wicked. So anything that has to do with righteousness, they do the opposite to. Anything to do with the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shemishai, they do the opposite. And they're ruling. And America is their main hub, so to speak. So America is going to be wicked. But America is also likened unto a woman arrayed in purple, scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones, because of being in that position of rulership. You know, she looks very enticing, she looks very beautiful, and all of these things, especially at one time. Right now, you can have a certain kind of argument for it because, you know, America is deteriorating, Esau's kingdom is collapsing, is falling, but America has always been that place of great glory. I mean, even since I've been born, I had, you know, the idea, and many people around me, and just basically everyone that I've encountered, that America is the place where you want to be. America is the place of great glory. America is the place of, you know, ultimate settlement, where that is where you want to be because of everything and how grand America is. So that is why she's likened onto that. But her ways are filled with abomination and filthiness and fornication, and that's true. You look at the ways of America, right? And then of course that goes to the rest of the world. So the entire world is wicked, and that's why Yahweh Shemishai says that there will be judgment coming, the plague, famine, death, and destruction, because wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. So the judgment is coming. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. So Mystery Babylon the Great is America. There's no other country on this planet that has the influence and power of America. Okay? And it says, and I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushai. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. And you know, that's talking about us, the Israelites, and our blood has been spilled continuously. When they came over to the western side in 1492, it started with the northern kingdom. Then eventually they laid hands on the southern kingdom in 1619, and to this day, we're still being slaughtered by the Edomites, who rule America. Okay? So this is talking about America, but when you go down to verse 11, it says, and the beast that was and is not, which is talking about the Roman Empire, even he is the 8th, and that 8th beast is Rome coming back again. So Rome came back in the form of America. And when you look at America itself, It is of the same like and form. The scriptures are 100% correct in telling us what it is, of course. America is the rebirth of the Roman Empire. When you look at their entire ways, and even their own scholars have come out and said there are many articles that you can find about the parallels between America and Rome. Even up to recent times now, where they have stated that the way that Rome fell is the way that America is now falling. Okay? Then it says, and is of the seven and goeth into perdition. So this eighth beast actually goeth into perdition, which is talking about destruction. So America is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. And we know that in Revelation chapter 18, it talks about the destruction of America. And it says 18 and verse 1, and after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon, which is America the great, is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Right? Isaiah chapter 13 also mentions the destruction of America. Various places within the scriptures tell us about the destruction of America. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornications. They've all taken on to her ways. And that's what America has done. And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. So all countries have benefited from America, right? And usually the way to benefit from America is to listen to her when she says, you need to do this and you need to do that. Okay, so Revelation 18 talks about verse 4 here. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. And what's that ultimate plague going to be? The same thing here that they're test driving over there in America, where they're test driving their ICBM missiles, because they know that war is coming. You know, the scriptures say that the least of the flock shall draw them out. They shall make their habitation desolate with them. The least of the flock is referring to the Israelis, the state of Israel. Those people are going to draw America out to go to battle over there in the so-called Middle East. But the judgment is already set that they are going to lose over there. And then it's going to head to the point where America's enemies and her own allies, it's spoken about of her allies in Revelation chapter 17 and verse 16, that they will turn against her and they will shoot the ICBM missiles at America and destroy her. That's where we're heading towards. And so that's what it's talking about. You receive not of her plagues, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh Shemishai hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. In the cup which she hath filled to her double. All right. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. So that is the pride of America, because America is led by a very proud nation, which are the Edomites. But the scriptures say, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, which is talking about you Edomites. You have a spirit of pride upon you, which is also a spirit of delusion that is upon you Edomites, because you're the wicked, and your kingdom is coming to an end. We're literally in that point where the scriptures say that he shall be loosed a little season in Revelation chapter 20. Your kingdom is coming to an end. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Esau's world is a kingdom that always had an expiry date on it, and we're heading towards that. And so we're heading towards the prophecy of the mark of the beast, which is a microchip, right? That has to be fulfilled before the deliverance and the destruction can occur. And that's the deliverance of the elect of the nation of Israel and the destruction of America, right? So this is all coming, man. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord Yahweh Shemishai who judges her. So America is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire, and it's going to be by these same missiles, man. They are developing their missiles to fight, but also these heathen nations will have nuclear capabilities. And of course, Russia is that main enemy over there for them. And Russia has enlisted the help of the heathen to help them so that to strengthen their position when they go to war. So it's all in the works, man, and America is doomed. There is no way for America not to be doomed. The scriptures say that, behold, the day comes as an oven. It's going to be utterly destroyed, man. The scriptures talk about it in various places. Jeremiah 50 and 51. Second Esdras talks about it as well in chapter 13, and also the return of Yahushua. In various places in Second Esdras, man. So that's just what it is. This place doesn't have for long. All right? And America will be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. So with that, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemishai Bashim Kodesh. Shalom.